The shlokas 5 and 6 cover the mode, why, and purpose of asuras, whereas the such a thing is not there for Satvika and Rajasa people.
Correct. So it's not complete. So he's only talking about the Tamasa Janana. Yeah. So you will stop the discussion there. Yeah. So point noted, Sati. Yeah, Maheshji, go ahead.
Namaste. Question is, in earlier chapter, Krishna said, "I'm also in the Kshara, in Rakshasas and Yakshas, right? I'm in that category. I am so and so." So, I mean, now, we are saying they are more like people who worship them are a little bit, say, lower grade. I wouldn't say demonic, but so. But I thought at the earlier chapter he considered everybody that I'm in every one of them.
Ishvara is there in mud. Ishvara is there in your apple also. But we can't go and eat mud because Ishvara is there. We have to eat apple only. Ishvara is there everywhere. Yaksha Rakshasas also is Brahma only. Garbage also is Brahma. Apple and orange also is Brahma. But you have to eat only apple and orange. Can't eat garbage. So Ishvara is not concerned about anything. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma. But there are niyamas. Vyavaharika. Satyam. There are niyamas. I mean, there's no issue at all. I don't see a conflict. Where do you see the conflict?
No, I'm saying that people who worship, say, Yaksha or Rakshasa, or they're saying, hey, they are not Sattvic people.
I'm saying people eat. Let's take a different example. Ishvara is everywhere, but you can't eat anything and everything. Suppose you ask Ishvara, are you there in garbage? What will Ishvara say? No, I'm there everywhere except garbage. I said. So that's fine. That's perfectly fine. All these differences are there. Guna. Everything is saguna, So what's the problem here?
Another thing is, I'm asking, there was a one Ganapatical or Shastrial by name Sheshadrina. I think Ramuji sent some videos and all from Mumbai and all that. And I heard him say a few years ago that people do see these things, none of these things. In fact, he quoted some of these things and said none of them are sanctioned by the Shastram. These are all, he clubbed them all together as folk practices. Without understanding Shastram, people do all this. And one example, popular thing he said was people go to Tirupati and shave off their head. It is not stated that anywhere in the, as a form of propitiating the god, which is not stated anywhere in the Shastra or Veda. That's what he said. And he also added that next time people may go and cut off their nails and give it there, and they say they are propitiating God. That's what the example he used. But I also have seen in some this I have seen this at least in 2 temples in South. And another thing also, this Buddha, in some temple like where in South, especially in South Tamil Nadu, near Shasta, Sanati and all, they have another thing called Buddhatan. I have not seen this in Kerala, but only in South Tamil Nadu. I don't know any other. So there are different pockets of people who do all this. But I'm kind of surprised to see Krishna is so specific about all this, so to speak.
Yeah, it is there. That point is, it is there, and therefore don't be caught up by those things. That's the idea. Krishna is cautioning us.
I mean, we said why people do that, and he said that Shastrigal said, because people don't know what Shastra means. Nobody has taught them what Shastra means, and if I torture myself, I am propitiating God. That is the mentality. That is why people walk on fire. People, put things in that. In Muslims they do know that beating themselves in Bakrid and all that. Bakrid, one of those sensing. So in fact, he quoted all that. Said people who don't know all that, they just torture their body as a means or thinking that they are propitiating God.
He is correct. Janak Padigal is correct.
Correct, I know.
So Haraji was there. Haraji raised his hand.
No, I just wanted to know what is happening in Bangalore.
We'll talk about it. Let's finish the questions. Yeah, Ramuji, any thoughts?
In Kerala temples also, the Bhagavatis, the Valichapad is there. They cut the head with the sword. In Kerala, all the Bhagavati temples, they have that Valichapad, a propitiating priest of non-Brahmin community. They cut the head when in what you call this thing. And blood oozes and they put the turmeric and all this thing and release it. And he is okay after 2 days. These are all andeniyamana yadantaha.
Yeah, it's not there. So Krishna is acknowledging it's there, and it's going to be there also. Because people are going to study Bhagavad Gita even after 5,000 years, hopefully.
They go to some temples and
Then also it will be valid.
yeah,
This is a Shruti Samana, Panchama Veda. Therefore, it's going to be there.
they go to some temple and what you call that chili paste, they put it on the temple deities, Vigraha. Near Palakkad, the temple is there. Thinking of someone to harm, hurting others.
Yeah, powerful. These are all powerful. These things work. So it is there. It does work.
Pratyangara Devi or something like that. They say.
Yeah.
Jayalalitha used to do that.
The chili paste, I remember.
And
Somewhere,
it happened in Palashena.
Okay.
I mean, people do this Vapala Adi and all that, to ward off evils for spirits from somebody's body. It's very common in South. I've seen in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and all that. In some parts, I don't know. That kind of thing is also already there.
Previously, killing of goat and hens and all used to happen, but they have stopped now. But still happens in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, in the Munishar and Goil and all, they do it. They say it as puja porters and they do it. Still.
So if you are conducting a camp for children, for older children, youth, and then if they ask you the question, these kinds of things are going on. I heard about this. What do you think about that? Then we have an answer for it. You should be prepared to answer that. Any part of the world, not just India, any part of the world is possible. Any other questions?
Guruji, in the shloka 7.21, Krishna is talking about yo yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhayarchitum ichchati. Tasya chalam shraddham tameva vidadhamyaham. So this is when we see tamasic shraddha, what Maheshji was asking, even the attitude behind that shraddha is given by me, he's saying, right?
Given by me, how?
According to the karma. And here there is Ishtan bhogan hi wo devaha dasyante yajna bhavitaha in 3.12.
Tairdattan apradayabhyah.
Yo bhunte stena eva saha. There, whatever the people who worship devas, what even uh, uh, even to those people, Ishtan Bhogani, devas give back whatever they ask for. So here he is talking about Satvika who are worshipping devas.
Correct. Deva. They are only devas.
No, Shastra.
Shastra Vidhi. Shastra Vidhina. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. There is only talking about Tan Bhogan Hivo Devaha Dasyante Yasyajna Bhavitaha Tairdattan Apradayabhyah Yo Bhunte Sthena Eva Saha.
So even a Satviki person can be can do it with a wrong attitude and not give it back.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. Sattva Guna is a wide spectrum. The wide spectrum. That's why big list, Amanitvam, 20 values are given. And combined, all of them would be considered Tama, Sattva Guna. But then there is something called Malina Sattvam. Malina Sattvam is not pure Sattva. Like that, we have some
Shuddha Sattva, Malina Sattva.
Shuddha Sattva. So Ishvara is Shuddha Sattva.
Yeah.
Like that. Good. That's a good connection. Any other questions?
No, there. Sri Krishna would have said, thanksgiving is tamasic.
Yeah, Sri Krishna lays the foundation for us to decide what is what and what is sattvic, what is tamasic.
Yeah.
And so we can decide what is what. Yeah, tamasic. Next, it's going to come. There's more. Dhanam is there. Dhanam also is of 3 types. So coming.
Famous poem with
Now, this is ahara. So now, Prasad ji talked about ahara. What should I eat? He's going to talk next. Trividha. Trividaha bhavati ahara.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's beautiful because basic things, food is basic, instinctual, are also converted into a spiritual means. Correct? Eating. Food becomes a sadhana for us. It can be a sadhana. It can take me down, or I can regulate my food, and then it can take me up. Just pure food, that's it. Or breath. Tell me which culture has refined the science of breath so much to a point where breath can itself is enough. You don't need anything. Nothing is needed. Just using breath itself become a yajna. We saw that in the 4th, 6th chapter. 6th chapter we saw it. Pranayama Parayana.
4th chapter that is explained now.
6th, I think.
No, 4th also is there now, the 12 yajnas.
Oh, that comes in the 4th. Okay, 4th chapter. Yeah, apane juhvati pranam prane pane tatha. So, Haraji, to answer your question, this kind of mass torture and all that, our rishis could not have imagined. Growing animals. It's one thing to say somebody's hunter has come and killed some animal, turkey. But then systematically growing them, keeping them in very confined spaces, it is unimaginable. Anyway,
Ozone damage caused because of that.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Thanksgiving per se is tamasic, but the way it is done in the US is tamasic because the whole
methodology.
intent has gone.
They kill the turkey and all. No?
Yeah, just like Christmas used to be with some intention, now it is all commercialized. So you can't blame Christmas or Thanksgiving for that.
There is a beautiful English poem by from John Hay or something, Turkey and the Ant, on that aspect.
Okay. Anyway,
Swamiji says, first we call them turkey and then kill them. In two ways. Two ways we are negating.
no, it's very sad. So many millions during just that season. Mahesh, how much? 200 million turkeys or some number, 50 million, 200, huge number. Almost equal to the population. Almost. Just each person should eat one turkey. That's how it has become. Anyway, that's right. So the
There is a
process.
Devi temple near Guwahati. They kill tens and thousands of chickens. I forgot the name. It doesn't come to me. And so it's a Gora site. I don't remember the temple name, but I didn't go.
Propitiating by killing.
Yeah. There is that what do you call they do that in the some Devi temple near Guwahati. I forgot the name.
Kamakya.
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 Temple.
Kamakya நடக்கிறது அது.
Kamakya. I know because one person, friend of mine, offered to take me there. I said no thanks. I don't want to see all that.
Anyway, so Krishna reminds us that these things are all there. So be aware of it. And these are all tamasa yajanam. Tamasa yajanam. Yeah, Premaji, go ahead.
Guruji, when we come to psychic mediums who divine the future for other people, and they see these spirits and these people speak to them and tell them, they allow them to prophecy for people's futures. Are they worshipping ghosts and spirits? Would they come under the same category?
Anything that is not taking me towards the Shastram, towards Upanishads, towards the Mahavakya is not sattvic.
No, but when we have the prashnam, etc., where people divine through the use of astrology, etc. So these people are divining through spirits and astral bodies or whatever they call them.
பண்ணலாம் சரி பிரஷ்னம் பண்றதெல்லாம் இருக்கு. And so is it good purpose or not? What is the purpose, motive behind it? The means, is it ghoram or not ghoram? Am I killing a lot of animals for the sake of something? Is that what's going on? Or no, it's somebody has a power to communicate with certain powerful entities. Okay, fine. Go ahead and communicate with those powerful entities. If it can solve a disease, we might have a disease or something, incurable diseases. We have to find solutions somehow. And if that can be done that way, it's okay. That's perfectly acceptable. I don't say it's wrong at all. Why should it be wrong? If there is a particular power that you're using, it's not hurting anybody. It's only in fact benefiting only one person or one family. And there's nothing wrong. Prashnam and all nothing. Prashnam is very calm. So Jyotisham also is like that. Particular acts are there. And then some acts, they will say, you have to kill this, kill that and all. So at that point, it gets into a gray area. It gets into it. Now, I'm going to talk one day about this Puroda Ashram, etc. The question is, Is animal sacrifice acceptable? Veda is talking so much about ahimsa and all. What do you think of animal sacrifice? I'll talk about it another day. I'm preparing some notes. I have some Vedic statements and all that. I'm working with Swamiji on that, trying to make some notes. And what did they think about all this? So very interesting it is. So one day I'll talk about animal sacrifice. So as long as it doesn't, Premaji, if it doesn't hurt anybody, correct? It's not.
No,
not
when you're dealing with something that can work badly for you, like the spirits or the ghosts cannot be accurate. They're not God's word. Okay, we want to go towards God's word and move higher. But I'm asking is these psychic mediums who claim that this one speaks through them, that one speaks through them, and they can predict the future and they can tell when the earth is going to, collapse. All those things, it creates fear and it causes negativity. That, okay, some people are supposed to get that karma. But I'm wondering if our Shastram allows these mediums or people who seem to have this extrasensory power to be able to look into the future and contact whoever they contact. Would that come under Rajasic calculations, or it's not Sanskrit for sure?
Those are all Ashastra Vidam. Okay, Ashastra.
Okay.
Because they are not devas. See, devas means you have to come down to value systems. Value systems have to be honored. And there is no shortcuts. These shortcuts, some people they look for shortcuts for everything. One of the reasons people go for all these things is there is a shortcut. Just, I will pay whatever money you want. You just make this happen. So a shortcut, if you want it, then you get into all these problems. And according to Krishna, he will say Ashastra Vidam. He will say Shastra Vidam. Because Shastra Vidam means Veda Padishala. You ask the Veda party, Gana party, you ask that Gana party. You ask the Ekavedi, you ask the Vivedi, Trivedi, is it there? He will say no. It's not there in the Veda. Smriti also may not be there. But over years, all these things have developed. Typically, it comes in the context of cure. A cure that is needed, that doctors can't cure. But we are all desperate for a cure for a family member, and somebody promises a cure. Immediately, of course, we will go. I mean, that we are looking for it. No, it will cost you 30,000 rupees. Some people can't pay 30,000. They'll borrow, they'll sell their gold, this, that, make 30,000 and give cure. I don't want this child to suffer. So therefore, this thing is going to be alive. All these special, ultra, supra, I don't know what words to use, suprasensory and extrasensory and all is going to be there. It will be there. And I won't say it's not, the power is there because the mind is powerful. It can be used for anything. And in whatever way it can be used. So all that is there. Krishna is acknowledging it is all there. It is there.
So it's mainly for procuring, not for elevating you.
So curing a disease means what? We need our diseases to be cured. It comes under artha. Artha or kama maximum. Artha and kama. And so that's a category you have to put it in. It won't come under the category of moksha. Many things we do are not in the category of moksha. Taking care of our body and all is dharma. Eating proper food is dharma. Not moksha, correct? But let me eat proper food so that let me gain that strength to continue to do the Shravanam. Like that it comes. So I'm glad Krishna has acknowledged. These things are all there. There is no need to run away from it. Be aware that these are all not acceptable. Somebody comes and tells you, I'm going to do this, what do you think? Then hopefully Krishna will give you the material to respond to that question.
Thank you.
Shastra. You have to challenge. If somebody comes and tells you should do this, and that way, then you can improve your life. Then, okay. Then we'll have to talk about Shastra. Did you hear about Upanishads? Did you hear about Bhagavad Gita? Have you studied Mahabharata? This kind of dialogue we need to have. You're stuck in some mode. And when are you going? When are you going to go out? You can give a reverse advice now. That guy is giving you advice now. You can take the whole thing around. How can you go around confusing people like this? Like that, we should tell them.
They do the Tilahomam, Uchadanam home and all for these kind of things.
Rabuji, you come from a very interesting background, it looks like.
No, it is all happening in every day in Palakkad, every all over Kerala, Tamil Nadu, everywhere. In fact, I was invited to join this group by my tenant. I said no. I gave a namaskaram to him and said, "You be."
Rambuji is Chinnamasta. Is that a deity or is it a ghost? What is it? You spoke about it last time. I wanted to ask you. It slipped my mind. What is a Chinnamasta? Guruji, can you tell me what it is?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, we will. Rabuji will start an online course on these topics, and then we will sign up for that and learn a little more about it.
No.
But
Because it's not happening daily. That's what I'm telling. The astrologer fixes the pujari. It's all what do you call combined. This astrologer Prashna you asked about. Prashna you go to the astrologer. Astrologer fixes the pujari, and he will say he will do it, and he extracts you 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs from you from the puja. Sudarsana Homa, Tela Homa, Puja, Uchadana Homa, and Bhagavad Seva and all for 2 days, 3 days. This is how they extract the money.
So, Bhagavati Seva is very important, right? In Kerala, it's a very big thing. I've attended some Bhagavati Sevas, and they have very unique ways of doing the puja, tantric ways.
That is okay, but after all this, to do some good thing, they include the Bhagavad Seva.
Bhagavati Seva is there in Nana Nani also, Jaykumar.
No.
Then also okay. So
And the priests come from Palakkad and was doing it in phase 3.
very interesting way of doing it. Puja Vidhi and all is very different. In the US, I attended a Bhagavati Seva. Was just stunned with all the arrangements and way they did it and Shraddha and all. I was so touched by it.
Vedic way is different and Tantric way is little different.
Okay.
South Indian Brahmins, they do it in a different way, not Tantra way, with Lalita Sahasranamam, Trishati and all that. Tantrics, they do with mantras little bit. No. That is the sattvic part. That is the sattvic part. But including that also, they add for the additional things to get more money. That's the only thing they do. I'm saying Bhagavad Seva they add as the last thing.
Okay. Good. All right. We'll pause with that. It's 8 o'clock here. Yeah, Vaidyaji, you had a question.
It was more of a comment. Adi Shankara, in his Digvijayas throughout India, he tried to put an end to many of these heterodox practices. Heterodox meaning not keeping with the Shastram, right? So perhaps he did not get a chance to go to Assam or, even Calcutta for that matter, Kali Ghat temple. And he actually was successful in stopping these animal sacrifices in a large number of places. And one of the things I've heard is, like, for example, when you do Gru Pravesham, there is a bali that you have to give, which is done with, this ash gourd or winter melon, pushnika, right? So that is to, to say that, in the construction of this house, there were a lot of things that were done, mistakes that were done. I'm doing a penance for that. But that is, it's replaced with this Pushnika now. So because it's not needed to actually, harm something, some living thing for, achieving that. So Adi Shankara did a lot of that, and so more of it is perhaps needed. Some more pracharam is needed.
Yeah. So this it's true. There is that awareness that when somebody builds a house, trees have been cut, animal habitat has been destroyed, animals had to run, animals were probably killed when it was dug. So many things happen. So that awareness is there. That this is an act of involving a lot of himself. That awareness is there. So they had to do something to neutralize that papa that comes from that. So this Purodasha and all is there, this Pushnika. So use the animals, use the this one, those kinds of large fruits and all that. And then invoke Ishvara there, and then specifically ask for Prayaschit. Better Prayaschitta would be to plant some trees somewhere. No, we have to really get to the bottom of these things, because if everybody does Bhushnika, then everybody is building houses. There is it's become a concrete jungle. And the temperatures in Coimbatore also are rising. Everywhere temperatures are rising. So there's going to come to a point where people will be forced to go to the streets and plant trees. Right? I think India can take the lead on this. It will take the lead. I have a feeling. We'll all have be a movement where certain days of the month or something, you just go out and plant some trees, water some trees and all that. That will be a very good exercise. The whole city planning will change completely. Simply cut trees and construct roads. I don't that whole thing has to just turn around. There has to be anything. And environmentalists and government people, they have to come, policymakers have to come together and then come up with all these.
Yeah, along with desilting lakes, ponds.
Correct. And rainwater harvesting has to be done in a very big way. And simply talking rainwater harvesting, simply put it in some annual report and all that, that's not good enough.
Jagdi's project, in fact, failed. He took so much money and it became a big racket or something like that, and nothing survived.
Sorry, where was this?
Jaggi Vasudev. 4-5 years back, he was planting trees and he collected so much money in favor of so many things and became a big racket.
Kaveri calling.
Oh, that soil. What about that soil, no?
Back to soil or something.
Kaveri calling.
So many other things.
Are you saying that is not happening?
Not happened, but nothing survived after that. They just plant and leave it like that and nothing survives after that.
That's a challenge what environmentalists report. Tree planting, a lot of agencies start doing it, but nobody maintains it. It needs maintenance.
Correct. So we are doing that in Coimbatore. So through the trust also, we have donated some money. We went there. And so there is a whole organization maintaining the trees. Maintenance is very important. And it needs a lot of funds for that. And you need to pay people to maintain all this. So that's happening. So the forests are developing in Coimbatore. Tirutudi, that is the name of the organization. It's going quite well. But yeah, you're right. Simply starting growing, putting a seed somewhere is not enough. Although they do say, whenever you collect all the seeds, mango and all you have, and go somewhere and throw the seeds out. I don't know. Somebody has to tell me if that is really a practical thing. Okay.
See, the trees like mango and all that don't need too much of maintenance. They'll grow on the wild.
On the wild. Okay. Correct. They just grow. Anyway, we need some practical solutions so that people can adopt. That's what we need. So, Good. So we'll pause with that. Okay.
Thank you.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.